Hey there, this is Mireille on the campus of Huntington University. You're listening to Rooted, an in-depth conversation with interesting people and topics that matter to the Forrester family. Make sure you subscribe to Rooted on iTunes, Google Play, or Spotify. You can find us by searching Forrester Radio Rooted. And you can also catch Rooted on Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. on 105.5 WQHU. Today, I'm joined by Laura Caicedo. She's a senior journalism major here at HU. Thanks for joining me. So Laura, you are a double major minor with journalism and public relations, and then the minors in graphic design, and you also have a TESOL certificate, and you're also from Colombia. So when you were choosing a college, first of all, why did you decide to study abroad, and then why, out of all the colleges in America, why Huntington?
Yeah, I also think about that all the time. Actually, it was pretty weird because my senior year, so I graduated December, and I only applied for a college back home. And I was like, this is my dream college. Like, why should I apply to other ones when I only want to go to that one? But somehow, like, I went to the interview and everything, and I was in the wait list, but they never responded. And then I emailed them, like, a bunch of times saying, like, please, like, what is happening? And they never responded. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'll probably just take, like, this semester off to, like, work or, like, do something else. So they're like these coaches who have like contacts around the US to give like scholarships to athletes. And turns out I gave him my info. I don't even remember how. I don't remember who this dude is. And yeah, he was like, yeah, like she can study in the US, she can get like a soccer scholarship, and she can like do all these things. And like actually I never thought about like studying abroad ever. And then it like actually like it sank in, and I was like, what am I doing? And yeah, so there was like a bunch of list of like colleges that I like could apply to, but somehow Huntington seemed like the best idea for me. And I don't know, I watched like videos and stuff about Huntington, and I really liked the campus and everything. The funny thing is, like, I didn't know it was Christian. Like, I saw it was Christian, but like I was like, okay, whatever. But then when I came here, I was like, oh, it's actually Christian.
Yeah, hyper-focused.
Yes, like actually like fixed on it.
Intentional.
Yeah, very. So yeah, that's how I like, and the coach that was here, she contacted me, and like it was very like intentional about like me getting here, and like everyone helped me to get all my stuff figured out, like paperwork and stuff. So it was like a really nice like thing, and everyone like hyped it up so much, and yeah, I just decided to come here, and that's it.
So had you visited here before you decided to come here?
No. I literally just paid up front, and I was like, let's go. I jumped on a plane, and I was like, okay, whatever.
Full send.
Like, yes.
So when you got here, what did you not expect? Like, tell me about did you experience culture shock? Or like, what was that like?
Yeah, a lot, actually. Well, yes, because like you come here and you're like, okay, I've been exposed to American culture like through like pop culture, through like movies, whatever. And you think you know, and like back home, there's a very like a stigma about Americans.
Oh, I'm
back
sure.
Home. Like back home, you either find like one is like super hippie, or there are like other people that actually like care about the country and like the culture and stuff. When I was here, the differences that I've noticed I don't know, they're just like surface level all the time kind of thing. So it's very hard to actually like break into like, I don't know, like actually get like a real friendship, I feel like. Like you need to like actually like be super intentional about everything, because like everything is like so surface level. For example, I would be like, oh yeah, like we'll say hi to each other and like that's it. And like it would be like, oh, like let's get coffee sometime. And you're like, okay, and like it never happens. And stuff like that. So like it's very like back home, it's like everyone is like super friendly to each other, but it also very intentional. So it's not like, oh yeah, whatever, I'll just say hi to you and that's it. Like when we pass by. But like here it's like, I don't know, it's very different. And so it's always like when you see each other, you hug each other or like you kiss each other. So it's very physical kind of thing. And like here, it's not like that. I'm not saying like it's bad or not, because like it's just different.
A bigger bubble.
Yes. So like me being used to like that like physical touch and like people being warm and stuff. So when I come here and people don't do that, and I'm like, okay, so then I have to like try to find a way in which I can communicate like what I think or what I feel in a way that is not like overbearing or just like making people comfortable, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was hard to like how to do that.
So how often do you get to go home?
I go home during the summer and for Christmas break. Once I went for spring break because I didn't go home for Christmas, and it was like 8 months or like 9 months, and I was like, I want to go home. So I went home for just like a week. It was like 15 days actually, like two. It was like a week and a half too. So yeah, I see my family every like 6 months. When I did J terms, I would leave home like it would be like once it was New Year's, and it was literally just like New Year, whatever, and then like 2 hours later I was at the airport. So
is I guess I'll just lead right into this. What do you miss most about home?
So like my first 2 years here were very hard because I couldn't find like friends that I was like. I was a very shy person. I literally kept to myself all the time. In my team, like I didn't say a word, and it was like mostly because I was like too embarrassed. Like, what if I say something wrong and whatever, or like what if they think this about me and they're like, oh yeah, like she's just international, just like don't pay attention to her kind of thing. And like in my team, there was like just this other girl who was international too. So like we clicked very well. So yeah, after that, I was like, oh, like I started like liking more being here because I actually found like a group of friends. But at the start, I really missed like the food. Like the food is like no,
Well,
like
yeah.
like,
No, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Like even if you're American, you'd be like, oh yeah, my mom's food or my dad's or whatever your guardian parent, whatever. And like my friends, like the culture itself, and like, but. As time goes by, I stopped missing back home and start making a home here kind of thing. And it's more about the people rather than like the place, I feel like. But like when I'm here, like I was like I feel more at home like with my friends here and my boyfriend too. Okay. And like I don't know, it just feels better here. And like it also feels different back home because like everyone like has their own lives now and you weren't part of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like my brothers moved out when I wasn't there, so I come back home and like I only live with my parents now, and I was like, what is this?
You've kind of reached the point in the tree of life where the branches start to split.
Yes. So it's like it was very hard to like actually acknowledge the like, oh yeah, I'm actually growing up kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like I'm just transitioning now to the part where I'm just like an adult and like, yeah, Colombia is nice. Like I always love going there, but it's also I'm not too attached to it right now as I was before.
How did you find your niche here, and where is your niche? Like I've found my niche within DMA. Like I'm very involved in my own major, all that kind of stuff. Where are you at?
I would say my major too. I'm co-editor of the Huntingtonian.
Okay.
And ever since like my freshman year, I was very like, okay, I'm journalism. Like might as well get some like experience just working with it. It's also in the international community. Like I was like president of ISC, that is the International Student Council, for 2 years, and well, like ISC and MAC kind of come together sometimes for some events. So like with MAC, I was also close, like for soccer too. Yeah, with my team. So yeah. I don't know, because like even if we come from like different countries, like we're still like here like in the US, so like we share that experience together, so which is really nice. And you kind of like find that like as a way to like unite kind of thing.
Yeah. How many languages do you speak?
I speak Spanish, which is my first language. Yeah. I speak English. So like in my school, they also added Portuguese when I was in 9th grade. So in Portuguese and Spanish are kind of similar in some way. So it was easy for me to like learn a little bit. So I can maintain a conversation, but like I haven't spoken in like that language for so long.
Portuguese or with
Portuguese?
Yeah.
And I really like French. So I took French last year. But then for the spring, I have too much like credit hours,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm not gonna pay more just to
Yeah.
take French.
Yeah.
But since I'm staying another year, I can take French too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my goal. Probably like start actually learning French because like my ex-roommate, she already graduated last year, but she was like fluent in French, and I would like listen to her and be like, oh, I want to be you so bad. And I was like, how did you get to that point? She was like, just study a lot. She studied a lot, but I was like, I have like so much other things to do, and I don't feel like I need it right now. It's more like, oh, I wish I could have that.
It is really an active, engaging thing. Before this year started, I had a plan to, like, every Friday, because I don't have any classes on Friday, I just have meetings every week, to spend an hour in the language and, like, just do a bunch of different things. I brought my notes from high school, and I brought some books on, like, the biggest pitfalls in French and Guide to French Idioms, and then all my notes and a verb dictionary and all that. I haven't touched those. However, I do regularly still engage in the music. I have like a playlist. Actually, my phone is in French right now.
Oh, that's cool.
So I like to do that because, and a lot of people get surprised, like, oh, I could never handle my phone in another language. And I say, well, actually, you probably could because you know your phone so well.
Yeah, that's true.
And you just kind of pick up on the words. I also have a friend, one of my close friends, he also took French in high school. And so we have this thing now where from when we wake up to about 2 p.m., we only send messages in French.
Oh, that's really smart.
Yeah, and we're not speaking to each other in French as much. I mean, we did actually have a very brief conversation in class the other day. We were complaining about class, and we said it in French so that no one would pick up on it. But our goal is to be able to speak or have some actual conversations, take that whole French from wake to 2 p.m. and verbalize it instead of just writing it.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing. I feel like you can know so much about a language by like writing it and stuff, but when you actually have to speak it, it's when you go like tongue-tied, like your brain goes like
it takes more brain power to do it.
But it's good that you have someone that like can keep you accountable to it because like I actually never thought I would be here, like literally just speaking English like every day for like 4 years.
Yeah.
So when I go back home, I have to like switch it, and sometimes I just forget like words in Spanish when I'm home, or I like my brain like takes some time to like actually start like, okay, now like you go Spanish kind of thing.
Yeah. No, that's really awesome. Thank you, Laura, for joining me on this episode of Rooted. And thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe to Rooted on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify. And remember, you can listen to Forest Radio over the air in Huntington on 105.5 WQHU or by visiting our website at foresterdigital.net. Have a great day and God bless.